Hi everybody, I'm Debbie Ducic with GutZy Women, and that's with a Z. GutZy Women is all about helping gutsy women and brave men. We don't kick the men out here. We really welcome men, we really do, and I want that to be clear from the beginning, because we attract men who are really interested in the women's market. And you guys are smart, because it's a huge market and it's getting bigger by the day. And we're getting into technology, especially in the baby boomer range of women. And so we welcome you here today. And we are talking in previous videos in this series about podcasting, about the Entrepreneur Club with Patti Serrano and Laurie Grant. And today, or on this video, what we'd like to talk about is what's the next step after podcasting. And Patti and I had this discussion just yesterday, as a matter of fact, of she has noticed that when she got started in podcasting, it led her to video streaming. And she uses a company called Ustream, and I don't know if you have other ones that you're using now as well. But we talked on the previous one about how all these softwares, all of these Web 2.0 platforms are out there for you. You don't have to be the brainiac behind it. You don't have to put millions of dollars into these things. Some of these things are free, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, is Ustream still free, Patty?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and TalkShoe is free, right? So, this is something new. This is something that hasn't been available to us, especially we small business people. We haven't been able to do those kinds of things because we just couldn't afford it. It wasn't available to us. And now these things are out there for free. So we're going to talk about, we talked in the previous one about podcasting, we talked about TalkShoe, but there are many other services out there for that. And please go to our previous ones if you want to hear a little bit more about how you get into podcasting, or if you don't want to get into podcasting yourself, how you get on podcast shows. But Patti, we talked a little bit about it's a natural progression to go from the audio now to the video. So why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Well, thanks, Debbie. My whole situation was entirely different because I got asked to be on a show as a guest, like we talked about in the other, hope you get a chance to see the other videos. And so I just got, sucked in immediately because it was just so much like my radio background, and I loved it immediately. But my intent all along was I wanted to do online classrooms,
right.
And teach the business classes online. So my goal was by winter to have my camera up and running by winter. And that was the goal that I set out last February. So my whole intention was entirely different than most people that might want to get on the videos. I wanted to teach over the internet. Well, lo and behold, sometimes what you want isn't exactly what shows up, Be
careful what you ask for, right?
And so in this learning curve, I found out that there was one of the biggest surprises of all was the fact that I got into podcasting, and my first question out of my mouth was, how much does it cost? Because, as a business owner, you have fixed budgets and stuff like that. So when they said, well, actually, you're going to get a check for having a show, I was very surprised. So that, that brought me a little bit closer. Then when I started moving towards video and I knew I wanted that online classroom, of course, you have to ask what the costs are there too. And I started doing my research, and some of the programs that are available that some of you might want to know is if you do a video, you can download it. Of course, everyone, I think by now, has heard of YouTube.
Right.
You can download it to Blip TV, Blog TV. There are a lot of services out there, but there's very few services for me that would say, okay, Patti, turn your camera on and we're going to go live now.
Live.
In fact, when I hit the button, it says broadcast now. That's what I was looking for. So you have to ask yourself when you go into video, do you want to videotape something like this today and then download it somewhere else?
Right.
Or do you want to go live?
Right.
So I would say that's the first question, and then the second one would be, how much does it cost?
Mm-hmm.
And you see, the Ustream.tv is absolutely free. you become your own broadcaster. And as you know, we also set up another station on modulus.com. I got in on the beta invite, which was really kind of nice.
Which you sent to me, and now I have my Modulus.
That's right.
With, with all my Next Internet Millionaire
that's right.
shows.
See, when you get started hanging with these techno people, they start inviting you to stuff. In fact, I just got the Seismic invite, and Seismic is now inviting everybody. But you get Seismic is like a 1-minute Twitter. You get to go in and say something for a couple minutes, and then it just broadcasts out to everybody. And so I got in on the beta invite on that from knowing somebody, and now it's open to everybody. But the point is, I think that we want to tell the people that are into marketing their businesses, the people that are gutsy, that want to step out, is that you can get into this for really relatively no money.
Right. And the progression of that is easier when you start out with audio, because then you get used to talking, you get used to, and most of the shows that you do on podcasting are live, and so you get over that fear, you get to going on that, and then the next step, when you want to be on camera, it's a little bit easier to just go with the flow. And I have to tell you that I did watch Patti's grandma show one night on Ustream, and I have this woman has patience like you wouldn't believe, because here's all these 17, 18-year-old guys, 15-year-olds giving her a hard time, and she kept right up with them, boy. Now, that's more guts than I got. Now I'm a gutsy woman. But I just wanted to show you this cool little thing. Now, this is probably maybe a little bit different than what Patti uses, her little camera, but this hooks onto a laptop, and you can use this to take a picture of you while you're talking, and that's sort of the process that you would use on a Ustream Live. Now, I and Gutsy Women have chosen to do video like we're doing right now, and although we're taking this live right now, it's not live on the internet, because I really like the fact that you can come to my website at GutZyWomen.com or my blog at DebbieDucic.com, and that's spelled D-U-C-I-C, and you can see my videos on there, but they're all over the place. And that's the beauty of it too, is that you take that embed code that YouTube gives you and you can put it all over the internet. And the beauty of that is I've found my videos all over the world. And Patti is in some of those that are all over the world, because when I first got Gutsy Women going, I interviewed her. So we're just amazed at this. But so Laurie, to bring you into this, are you going to feel comfortable now going into a live show, or is this your first time on a video?
No, actually, it's not my first time on a video. However, it's my first time talking about video, because that's the next step for me. After the podcast, I got into blog, and we used blogspot.com, and Patti actually walked me through that, literally over the telephone, the podcast and the blogs, and so the video is the next step for me. So I love it that you asked me. Thank you very much for asking me, Debbie, and thank you for being here.
And she already bought her camera, by the way, too.
All right.
I bought my camera the same day Patti bought hers.
Now, what kind of camera did you get?
Logitech Quick Pro.
That's exactly right.
I didn't know if you remembered.
All right. And this is a cool little thing I just wanted to show you. This is something that I use a lot on the cuff. I pull this little thing out, I do my video, and then I plug it directly by USB into my computer. It's got the software in here. It's got templates. It's so easy, ladies. It's so much fun. Please, get involved with Gutsy Women, get involved with Entrepreneur Club, because we're having fun here. And we're helping to grow our businesses, and we're helping women just like us sitting here to monetize and create the freedom and abundance that we all want. So please join us next time. This is Debbie Ducic with Gutsy Women, and these two ladies with the Entrepreneur Club. Come back and see us.